Hello, everybody. This is Fico, and welcome to the 2015 Nintendo Good News, Bad News edition of Nintendo Direct. It's just, while I was informed of things that were announced about the new 3DS XL. We'll get to those in a moment, but they just an overview of what they talked about. They talked about a new Fire Emblem game, this puzzle game called Puzzle and Dragon Z, which is going to have a Mario version. It's going to be both bundled together. There's this free game called Pokemon Shuffle that's not really free. It's just like a puzzle game that you sort of like play as though it's like a puzzle quest-ish kind of deal, but it's got limited playthroughs, and you can also buy extra ways to play through microtransactions. So yes, Nintendo has finally joined the Candy Crush generation. Good job, guys. Also, Wii games are now going to be available for download soon this month. As of now, Super Mario Galaxy 2 should be available, and other games are going to be out like Punch-Out, and the Metroid Prime trilogy, thank you God, is going to actually be released later January. That one actually is enough that I've already found out about that I could get excited to get a Wii U finally because I still don't have one. Then the guy from the Treehouse, Bill Trinan, came talking about a Kirby game, the upcoming amiibos that are going to be coming out, as well as Mario Party 10 that's going to also have an amiibo mode in which when you get specific new amiibos that are coming out that are like Super Mario based ones, you can also play with them and have special boards based on the amiibos, and they also have their own little twists and turns, and there are some of the other Smash ones that are also compatible, but because the amiibo technology is kind of crappy, you have to delete the Smash data from it in order to use it as a Mario Party amiibo or buy another amiibo if you can find it. Also, Splatoon, very exciting. Splatoon was one of those games where I was like, wow, this seems to be like a fun game to play. And more details on it, like the three main weapon, a main weapon sub and a special weapon. You also, they talked about the hub in which you get ready to go into the game, and you can also get in-game money to buy like weapons, and you can customize your characters as well with different types of clothing. Apparently, the clothing might also be also affect your performance in it as well. And they also, and it's looking to be a very fun game. I cannot wait. I am actually really looking forward to this game, and I might get a Wii U as, you know what, I'm going to get a Wii U. I just want my PC first. I want my damn PC first. So then they showed the DLC of Hyrule Warriors for Young Link and Tingle to commemorate the Majora's Mask release for the 3DS. Yes, I cannot wait. And Young Link can wear the Fierce Deity's mask, and looks amazing. Tingle looks absolutely ridiculous, killing those hordes of enemies, but whatever, it's Tingle. And I saw a trailer of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm really looking forward to it, and Xenoblade Chronicles X looks amazing. That's another game that I'm going to be getting eventually when I get the Wii U. But then I skipped a bit because I really didn't care too much about it. I mean, a lot of the stuff that was talked about, I might get to it later. But the one that I wanted to see was based on something that I heard and I kind of dreaded, and it was kind of confirmed. But it's not really too bad per se. It just seems kind of weird. The new 3DS, it's getting a release date for next month, for February the 13th, on Valentine's Day. I think it's Valentine's Day, right? Is it the 14th, the 13th? You know what? I don't care. Anyway, it's on February. It's on the 13th, and it's going to be available in North America. A lot of the stuff that was said about from Reggie Fils-Aimé is the same that we've known before: the backwards compatibility, the C-Stick, and the better 3D and the NFC. Now, he talked about it a little more in terms of details. Like, for example, the reason that the better 3D is there is because it has face tracking on it. So now the system's hardware could actually see your face and track where it's at, and it could adjust the 3D accordingly, which I find it's very, very cool. Now, near field communication, or NFC, nothing new, but the amiibo support's also there. It was built into it, and it's going to be working with Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers as first game. There's a February update that's going to be out for the game, and if you got amiibos, you can play it with this game as well. Very cool. Longer battery with an auto brightness feature on it. The memory cards have been changed to micro SD. You motherfuckers had to change it to micro SD. After all the hustle, after all the pain that I had to go through to format my freaking SD card to get it so that I could use it. Now I basically have that card that I have. Now I have to get a micro SD card and transfer all the data from the other SD card into the computer, and then I have to transfer it all back into a micro SD, and then there you go, that works. I get it. You know what? Micro SD is starting to become like one of the popular ones. But you know what? SD cards are still very, very usable. You couldn't just get a you couldn't just get like to work with SD cards and then also be compatible with micro SD cards with an SD slot adapter. You know those exist. So, no, I was very mad. They didn't even give the details on how to transfer the data. I'm predicting it's just the way I said it, because I mean, it seems like it shouldn't be a problem, but whatever. The details on that comes later. But then they said that there was no AC adapter. They didn't say why they wanted it. They didn't feature an AC adapter. That means that's very, very strange. How do you... How? Seriously, how do you sell new hardware without a way to charge it? And people, I mean, I guess Nintendo assumes that the people who are getting the new 3DS have already gotten one of these other hardwares, like the new, the updated ones, the 2D. The 2DS, the 3DS, the 3DS XL, not just the new 3DS. So they figured, you know what, it's gonna work just as good, so they'll always have it. But what if they've never had it before? That means if they've never had it, when they get it, they're gonna have a new 3DS XL without a way to charge it. And that seems to be a very, very weird thing. They're going to sell it separately, but this isn't something you should be selling separately. You should not sell this shit separately. You cannot sell the way to charge your hardware. It'd be like selling the Wii U without the power brick. Yes, it's just that stupid. You will not be able to play it. You might get that initial charge when you get it, but then you're done. Unless, of course, you buy an AC adapter or you already own one. I'm lucky that I already own a 3DS, so apparently it works. So that's settled, but that shouldn't have been the case. And a rumor that I was told, apparently, people were telling me that it was only the 3DS XL, the XL version of it that's going to come out in North America. Apparently, that seemed to have been throughout the entire video, and they were just talking the XL, the XL, the XL. They weren't saying the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL. They were saying the new 3DS XL. My opinion is that probably they realized that a lot of people do prefer the bigger screen. It was costing them a lot of money to get the bigger one and the smaller one. So they rather say, you know what? You got a bigger hardware, you got better hardware, you got a better processor with NFC. You know what? Why would you want a small version of it? The reason is because I think a lot of people do like the small form factor version of it. I like the 3DS. I like the way it is. I like that. I mean, I would prefer the bigger screen, but that takes another option away. That takes another you're taking options away from people. Maybe they don't want the bigger screen. Maybe they want a smaller console. But maybe it's also because they couldn't get the better hardware into the small form factor, which to me seems really weird. Because there is a 3DS, new 3DS out there, that's kind of bullshit. But I think the reason that I'm predicting it's because not a lot of people were getting the smaller one. A lot of people prefer the bigger screen, and they were like, you know what, it costs way too much to do these, to have them to North America. So let's just give them the big one. I'm thinking that later, if bigger demand asks for it, then it'll come out with a smaller new 3DS. I think it was kind of a bad move, but if it was a move that you needed to do, to me, I guess it wouldn't matter too much. As long as I get the new 3DS with the better processing, I still don't like that I have to get this to play the newer games like Xenoblade Chronicles and whatever other games the future developers will do. I would have preferred this to be the 3DS from the get-go. We didn't get it. We got rehash and remake and then lowered in price, and I have no idea if the Ambassador Program games are going to be able to be passed. They are going to be talking about that within the next couple of weeks. I have no idea how it's all going to work. You have to just stick tuned as usual to see what happens. But to me, the biggest issue is just like the not having the AC adapter. I don't want to bring it up again, but it's just one of those things that I'm like, really? Why would you not have a way to charge it? I can understand maybe if you want to cut back on cost of making the smaller ones so that you can make a lot more money when you sell the big ones. But an AC adapter? Are you kidding me? You're cutting costs and you cutting the way you want people to charge it, and you're still selling it separately. So I mean I don't know. I just never mind. That was that was the rant for my new 3DS rant. However, it does seem to be that if I see good enough games coming out right off the bat for the new 3DS when the new 3DS XL, when it comes out next month, I will most definitely get this. I do not know if I'm going to get this at launch. I'm kind of tempted to. I got to see which games are going to come out. If I see one good game or two good games, I will most definitely get it. I don't care about my PC. I do care about my PC. But I would like to get this new, just to kind of get like the better, I'm more interested in the better loading times, the smoother experience when I'm working with the 3DS. I do notice the more stuff that's on the actual screen, I do notice that it takes longer to load. Smash does take a bit to load. It's not a slow game, just in terms of loading times. I would love that changed. So that's my rant, and that's it for tonight. I kind of sort of wanted to just express this and just kind of get you all on board of what is happening. My opinions of this new thing that they said they announced in the Nintendo Direct. They're not listening to me when they keep featuring Satoru Iwata, but thankfully they only featured him for a little bit, so at least they're listening to me a little bit. Do not have this man speak. He has no personality. I will continue to repeat that every time I talk about a Nintendo Direct and he comes up. Seriously. Guys, why don't you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys feel about the new announcements of the new 3DS. If there was anything else that you saw in this Nintendo Direct that caught your eye and you cared and want to express your opinions about, let me know as well. And as always, if you want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe, give a like to this video, and if you want to follow me on Facebook, the link for the Facebook page is there below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, and including you, Nintendo, thank you for watching. My name is Fico, and that was my gaming mind. Peace out, brothers.